maybe an easy place to start, given he's still a rookie and still growing. Since the last time we talked to you, where have you seen some of Terrion's biggest areas of growth?
I think most of it, a lot of it is it's just his preparation. I think he's finally starting to figure out what his process is to get prepared for the league and the game. He spends a lot of time studying. We watch a lot of stuff together, just trying to get him ways that he can watch tape that applies to him. And I think that's the biggest step that he's taken so far.
Big part of that, coming out of Alabama, right, is that you're more NFL prepared than a lot of guys. Yeah. How much more is the preparation process, the tape study versus what he was doing under Coach Saban?
And then, you had that 20-hour rule basically where, you got 20 hours to get ready for a game as long as you can keep them, but now it's your job. And I think a lot of it comes down to, not only understanding the scheme, but also finding, what's your study process? Like, what are you doing when you're watching tape? And I think a lot of that has to do with, the amount of time you spend watching it, which is way more than college. You're not worried about class. You're not worried about some of those things. So you're able to get your preparation more prepared in the pros than in college.
What's the vibe around the staff, Dan Campbell, about what this game means to y'all?
I just think it's the most important game because it's the next one. That's always our mindset. Dan's done an awesome job getting the guys to understand that, win, lose, or draw, the next game is the most important. And that's the vibe I feel. It's pretty much the same. And I wasn't here last year, too, but it's, the next one up. We got to go get it.
Well, coming back in CDL, you guys were able to move Branch down to the nickel and put a Meek out wide. And kind of really didn't seem to miss a beat. I guess, what do you like about the versatility in your secondary right now?
One thing that we always talk about is, as a group that, it's not really just like we're a group. Like we don't play corner, we don't play safety. We're in the DB room, and as a pro, you have to learn how to be multiple if you want to last in the league. And I think a lot of guys, they take that approach, and just the guys that we brought in, they have that versatility. BB can play safety, nickel. If he was a corner that moves to safety. And I think a lot of that helps us when we get into situations like we're in now that, it doesn't matter where we're at, you got to beat the man in front of you. And I think that's the mindset a lot of them take.
What's to say about him not only moving to the outside, but kind of keeping the same flavor of physicality in that spot too with the move too?
It's just one spot wider. So that's a lot of it is, you're not inside, now you're outside. A lot of times corners, if it's receivers over, you're playing basically nickel. So I think a lot of it has to do with just how he's preparing. That guy is a pro. He was an outside corner for the most part in the Raiders, and he came here and worked at being a really good nickel, and now he's just getting the opportunity to go back outside, which is good for him as well.
Does his attitude remind you of your own when you played?
Oh, yeah, you got to be a little scrappy at corner. That's the one thing that if you don't have that mentality that you're the biggest dude on the field, you could be in trouble. And he most definitely has that mentality.
Jack and Terry on trying to jump a route on the team and that one there. It was unsuccessful. I'm just wondering for a young DB trying to be aggressive. What's your point on that?
If you ever played corner and you never got scored on, you didn't play. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mindset. A lot of people that talk about it, maybe they didn't, but I know a lot of great ones that got scored on. But the biggest mindset is always what's your eyes doing. A lot of times you feel something, you still have to play with good eyes. And on that particular play, it was some technique stuff you could have done better.
How nice was it to see the response, later in that game, has the pass breakup in the end zone like you did more?
No, we talk about it every play. Good play or bad play, the next snap is the most important. And as a young guy, you don't want to ride that emotional roller coaster like this. The next one is the one that matters, and he has that mentality. He is most definitely a rookie, but not a rookie in how he thinks, and that's been big for him to be able to have success so far.
Blitzing ability just kind of jumps off the page. He rushed 5 times last game, 3 pressures with the sack. What makes him so uniquely talented in that role?
Yeah, well, first off, he's 6'3", about 215. That the Lord gave him something that really helps him. But I just think he has a mentality that he can rush. A lot of guys have that natural ability, and he has some natural ability with his size where he's pretty good at it.
You knew AG before you got here. You knew what you were getting into, but we could all see he's on that head coaching track, whether it happens this year or down the line. Yeah. What's something you've learned about him working with him in such a close capacity?
Well, I think for the good part is being a player and now being a coach. The one thing that you see is his preparation. The preparation that it takes to lead the guys is big. And then he's a leader of men. Not only can he lead you the right way, he can feel the pain you're feeling, but also motivate you while he's doing it. And I think that's a big part that doesn't get missed by me when seeing him lead the group of men that we have on the defensive side of the ball.
What is Ennis doing right now? He's on IR. What is he doing to continue on his development?
The biggest part always, is for us in our position is the mental part. The mental part of understanding the little stuff about the playbook, looking at the scheme, where's your help, where is not your help. And he's been doing a big time job in meetings of, because you're going to get asked questions in there, so they know that. But he's been doing a really good job of still being involved while he's getting ready to get back on the field.